sure. Yeah.
But we do have Gen.G and GLuck, the GGs.
That's
against
true.
each other.
I think that might be possibly the only thing that they have in common. Of course, Gen.G and GLuck on opposite ends of the standings. Gen.G in first place, GLuck in last place, and specifically so far this part of this phase, they have yet to win a game. So really, anything would be good to see from GLuck. I just want to see some signs of life. They have to get something done sooner or later. Otherwise, I think that they have to know that Crucible's coming.
Yes. And Gen.G, even though they dropped 2 series to Miracle, they're still really good. But on a day where the DPS actually feels pressure, or any of their member feels like, oh, the game is not happening for us, so I should be the one trying to do the extra at the team fight, and so that my team can actually win. We saw those moments from Reset. He dove in trying to think about the Calamity damage, and because White Wayne on the other side, he could not get the damage, he died, and everything falls apart.
Everything
we saw
fell
from
apart.
Rich, where he thought he had to do the
Rich.
job, he dove in, he died, and everything fell apart. This cannot be happening anymore.
That's true, and especially maybe not today in a team versus a team like GLuck, who has struggled this season, but certainly every one of the top 3 teams in HGC Korea has to be thinking about BlizzCon. So games like this are where you really shore up a lot of your weaknesses. You practice that, you get ready for the strong competition that is coming your way once BlizzCon comes around.
Yes, it's really hard. Gen.G, possibly the team with the best focusing. They just say go, or scream one hero, one person's name, and they focus. But when they have White Mane on the other side, when Gen.G is looking for some resets on leaving, or when they get Genji, maybe a little more.
That's a big counter to it.
Is lots of healing, shielding. If GLuck actually, that Miracle game, Gen.G had lots of weaknesses. We could see that. Their focusing was actually the mistake, where they overstepped the line of boundary where they can be safe to make that extra play. Let's see if GLuck is actually able to pull that off against Gen.G. It will be very hard, but we have seen Zarya, we have seen lots of Tyrande today. We don't know what's gonna happen, but we're moving on to Sky Temple first game.
Aw, ban on Braxis. I was getting used to seeing
Gen.G
that
never lets them.
No, absolutely not. So we are not going to see that for the second series in a row. But we are going to start on Sky Temple, and it's GLuck's first pick. At least previously, I think we've seen Gen.G kind of favor that, but kind of flipping that around here, giving that over to GLuck. So first ban will go to Gen.G, taking out Anubarak.
Yeah, Anub, which means they want the Diablo open. Here, banning an extra one before we go get the Genji and possibly the Deckard, and then Diablo. That will be the usual pattern. It seems like with the Anubarak, we're going to have something else on the bans, or the first pick. And because GLuck was late, they accumulated 3 late shows.
I can't.
They will burn 1 ban today as well.
For the second time? Wow. Get to the studio in time, guys. That's all I can say. Feels bad to see a second ban lost, but that does kind of change up the dynamic of what happens, because now they have to ban only Genji for the first rotation.
And look what happens, Hanzo. Which isn't the map that... it is not the first tier pick, but when you have a good day on a scatter, and if you have Rich on that Hanzo, any map, pretty strong.
Yeah, absolutely. But that does leave quite a bit open for GLuck, right? They could have Deckard first if they wanted to. Tyrande, though,
Diablo?
Flavor of the month, man. I am really surprised that we are seeing so much Tyrande. I didn't see anything that looked incredibly, just like obviously broken about her rework. So I'm very impressed that we are seeing it so consistently. You know, it's from Supernova, from GLuck. They both had good ideas. But the idea that we really saw work when Ballistics tried it out was a lot of chain crowd control. So
yes,
picking up Rainer second, I don't know about that because it's just so vulnerable as an early pick.
Yeah, I thought coming into the studio today, maybe we'll see Tyrande on Tars of Doom or something to delay the casting from all the Sentinels and all that.
Right.
Maybe something like some of those maps where we could see Tyrande happening, but not as much. So far, 4 out of 4. Getting 100% participation rate in the draft. Of course, GLuck, they get to ban 1 more. But a little early of a draft for Rainer. I guess it's okay because Maiev is already out. banned out,
Yeah.
and they have a lot of chance for Irel and Blaze as well.
Yeah, you know, there was still, man, what was it the other day, or last week? There was a Rainer comp, but it got really heavily countered by a lot of dive, things like Maiev, but also, what was it, Zeratul? Yeah, you could also see come through, so some possibilities there, but the Diablo ban, okay, so wanting to limit that tank hero pool as well, but I don't know, just looking at the picks so far, it certainly seems like Gen.G are really kind of skimming the cream off the top.
What I thought initially it was going to be Tyrande Diablo.
Yeah.
We basically knew that Diablo ban was coming. Very strong, and against Hanzo, I explained before, Hanzo alone cannot just burn a Diablo. It's really hard. So they will turn that around. Still have a very tanky up and hero.
Yeah.
Johanna coming and also controlling the global once again for GLuck.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if we might see Cassia as well, but I like the Dahaka pick here. It at least gives you a really solid off lane, and I don't know what to expect other than, you know, the Blaze, which is kind of a classic hero to run against that. But the final pick is really, truly going to be a mystery for me.
Well, it can just be the Leeming if they want to break through.
That's true.
Jaina this time.
Okay, they go
Will
the
be
other
something
direction.
else. When Sake was on that roll, we saw a lot of Jaina.
Whoa!
APZ's in the house.
Okay. Kel'Thuzad, I mean, that's why I said it was a mystery to me, because I wasn't sure exactly what fit here. But is Kel'Thuzad the right piece of the puzzle, or are they just trying to pound it into place?
We saw Kel'Thuzad last week once. Didn't really show off the most amazing highlight clips, I would say, because it's the changed one. It's not. I can't say it's a reworked. It got changed. Less of a cooldown onto Q, where you would do a lot more damage. Kind of like Jaina. It's somewhat bursty, but not as much as before.
I mean, hey, at least you got some late game in there, right? Kel'Thuzad, Rainer, there's just a lot they can do. Once you hit 20, some stuff's going to die. But of course, getting there is going to be the real challenge against one of the best teams, if not the best team in the entire world. GLuck will have their work cut out for them.
That was very surprising for me, because they don't have anyone like Irel or Blaze to keep them in safe zone or space for them to go into the bunker or stay alive. In terms of the Haka, can pressure the other side.
Yeah.
Where Jaina is, where Deckard is, but it's once they are dove upon, when the other four is actually getting dove upon, Deckard cannot act as the same job as Zirel and Blaze can. So for Rainer and Kel'Thuzad, it's going to be very hard once Hanzo can actually outdo the damage of Kel'Thuzad, just poking out. When Blaze gets in, Garrosh goes in.
You know, I'm wondering if there's a world where maybe Rainer is like, you know, the bait. Everybody jumps on Rainer, that gives KTZ the opportunity to kind of set up all of his crowd control and damage. And I really do want to see how this works out, because once again, we're seeing a team that has struggled try to overtake a rough matchup against a strong team with some unique picks. And I do love it when it works out, but oh my god, Myson just walks out and loses all of his HP.
Yeah, Rainer, before the minor nerfs came in, I think 1v1 Hanzo, Rainer wins, oftentimes. With Hanzo, it's hard to hit all the scatter. Rainer, a lot easier, consistent.
But I think we just saw what it looks like when you do hit all the scatter.
Myson,
oh my god,
dies, yes.
Myson again. He's getting a little, not respecting.
Look at Rich and what he's actually able to accomplish. As on Hanzo, if you pressure that much into an opponent, you just have to think, okay, certainly he has something else. He has some other cover, because there's no way that Hanzo, he can just jump over the wall, yes, but there's no way that he can actually pressure this much alone by himself. There has to be someone else nearby.
Right, it's not a mystery. You should be able to kind of put on your double-brimmed detective hat and figure that one out.
Tyrande does have a pretty good, I guess, a newer kit.
Yeah, their Haas game is pretty good. Oh, KCB though might have to put that new kit to use a little bit farther back. Rich though, I mean, it wouldn't be a Gen.G game if Rich wasn't always in the danger zone.
Yeah, he runs for the potions. He knew that it was okay.
Save me, Deckard. My only hope. Well, he does stay alive, survive. KCB back up to full health. No surprise there, but I wonder, what is KCB going to have his hands full keeping Meissen alive? Because it takes a lot to pilot Raynor, even though he is a very strong hero. The early draft, and maybe some questionable positioning and logic there for Meissen. I don't know, it's just such a liability if you have a Raynor that does sometimes spontaneously.
We do. Kel'Thuzad has these really good chains to get the kills. We'll have the burst of even before 10, post 10 is even better with the Fisher. And backline Jaina Hanzo might actually die, not just the full combo alone, with a few extra help damage from the side. Yes.
So why do you think that Gen.G went for Jaina here instead of the Li Ming? Because obviously there's great setup opportunity with Decker. Just we've seen it a lot on this map. Very strong currently. Well, what does Jaina offer that Li Ming doesn't?
Frost.
Okay, well, besides actually what the abilities do, GLuck.
Because I have
Did you know they're different heroes? Oh my god.
I realized Jaina was basically a Frost mage in WoW. After playing WoW, I learned that.
It's all those WoW hours finally paying off. Or you could have
Li Ming's basically an arcane mage.
Wow, Professor GLuck is really schooling us a whole lot. Well, this is Decker doing what Decker does best. I don't know what kind of mage he is, but I think area support control mage is what they said in the spotlight.
The Frost mage wins over Kel'Thuzad, but you have to be really high level. If you go see Kel'Thuzad not real life, in WoW, you'll be amazed how gigantic that thing is.
Somewhere the ghost of Ghost Crawler is listening to this conversation about Frost mages and thinking about how to buff them. But, either way, it does look like maybe GLuck might need some buffs because they are just dropping like flies. KCB gets hit with the kickback there. The Frost mage, like we were talking about for reset, really cashing in, and a big advantage here for Gen.G just right off the bat.
That's tough. Lose Kel'Thuzad and then underestimating the rotation. Right. To understand, they do want to get the objective, a little bit of control, but when they just lose member, when they know that they cannot actually have an exit path, they should just always go back. Even though you lose something, you don't want to lose more by dying.
And you could tell GLuck were kind of optimistically sticking around to try to salvage the situation when they just should have like cut their losses and left. Instead, they wind up losing a whole lot more. Now down a level and against a team like Gen.G who are really, I mean, this seems formulaic almost. I was actually talking to Artosis, who used to cast quite a bit of heroes back in the day.
Oh, Artosis.
Yeah, one of the biggest things that he said he liked to highlight is that, you know, even though you might watch one-sided games, as a new player or a viewer, you can actually learn a lot about the most perfect way to play a game.
Yeah, what not to do.
Exactly. You can learn what not to do, and also, basically, Gen.G are just going through the motions, like step by step. How do you win a game of Heroes of the Storm? You can learn a lot about how they do it against a team that is struggling to fight them off.
Well, Rich beat Tis by 1 second there. Leading level 1 quest a little bit quicker. We're racing for that.
Yeah, anything you can do, I can do better. So Rich is on top.
Geometry, 1 second faster than the Warbreaker.
Well played.
Level 10 with so many kills upon their extra EXP, they can't even come here and contest. And look at that, Dragon Strike locked in. Oh, that miss onto the flare. I think with that stun, it was actually possible, or nearly possible, to get
kill. Kyocha, look at that flank. Oh my, it's so sick.
2v4?
They're making it look doable here. Rockstar, I think, will oh my god.
Dragon Strike, let's go, Rich.
Oh,
you got it.
Where is it? Oh, Sonic Air is trying for the and one. That's the bonus point right there. Wow, but he doesn't get it. So Dragon Strike, GLuck.
It's a very cool one, of course, from Overwatch. When you pair it up with Zarya's Graviton Surge, it kills everyone.
It's what my pants are based off of.
Yeah, but not in Heroes of the Storm. It's actually really hard. It does a lot of zoning.
Yeah?
If you stay in there, you get damaged, but if you don't stay in there.
So hear me out here, GLuck, right? A lot of lockdown from Deckard, right? And then you have Garrosh as well. You can hold them there a little bit longer with the Groundbreaker. And then you just Dragon Strike all over that. I can see it working.
Yeah, really cool. They have a lot of change.
So basically, the entire team comp is just to set up the Dragon Strike Dream?
Just try to understand when there's Dragon Strike and Lornado, where do you escape?
Oh, where do you go?
On the bridge?
You can't get out.
On the bridge next to the key, where do you escape? Where do you go?
Well, hopefully you heed the evacuation warning when the Lornado is headed your way. You don't want to get stuck in 9-foot rising waters. Oh, this is a tornado. It's not a hurricane.
And it happens to be the two heroes. Kel'Thuzad, Reynor without an escape. So that's going to be even worse.
Yeah.
Johanna front line. And even against lots of Jaina damage has been bursted down a few times.
Tyrande also not really with an escape.
It will be very tough. And they need to create their own. And it all starts, I believe, from that Kel'Thuzad, which has been not really landing the best skill shots. But
that's true.
Of course, we're only 8 minutes into the game. 2 levels apart. That's pretty big of a snowball. But okay. They're getting caught once again, rooted. Overlord is taunted right after.
I'm just waiting for Dragon Strike. There it goes. Not actually the most impactful, but you know, KT gets a lot of damage done to the back, but it doesn't wind up working out, and he's the first to fall.
Yep. And we knew the moment when Kel'Thuzad was rooted, some other CC connecting, he was going to die.
Yeah, same with Dahaka. He delayed the inevitable with that burrow, but poked his head up into a world he didn't want to be in. It's taken out. Now the push continues for Gen.G. Like I said, just looking like business as usual. Oh my god. What is that? Just an immediate toss on Roxer. He just explodes. Now KCB slowed out. It's going to be maybe the next to fall. They're really going the distance for this one.
Oh, let's see who wins the arrow fight. Of course, Hanzo.
Spoiler alert.
He's a ninja.
Yeah.
Well, semi-ninja with
Oh,
his brother.
Myson. All right. Myson trying to win just any fight he can.
Let's get his...
Oh, the geometry almost took him out there in the end.
Indomitable, but he doesn't even bring Garrosh. Tis is perfect, having that unstoppable. Oh man.
Wow. I don't know if you've ever seen any of those like pool, the billiard competitions.
Got the grab on the ridge.
They're landing
Saved
the trick
by Tis once again.
I don't know how he landed that. The wrecking ball just to throw him out to safety. Rich is like a cat. He's got 9 lives and players
into
to
the
save
fray is such a good tool to save everyone. That's why they bring Garrosh. Maybe they are overextending a little bit. Myson is the target right after. Rich throws over, not in the range of the basic attack.
Oh, yeah, nice dodge there. MSG getting back and safe, but it's... Yeah, okay, go for it, Overlord. You can save it. I believe.
That's what's happening in the game. Throws. All over. It's really hard. As GLuck, if you get chained, even starting from the oil slow,
okay,
you can't really escape. And unless if you have Garrosh, you can help your teammate, keep your teammate alive, like what Tis just did for Rich. But in terms of GLuck's composition, which I worried a lot when they picked Dahaka, not having the bunker, not having the peel from Mirel, that's exactly what's happening when their DPS is Dobon. They have no real tools other than the chain to stop that from happening.
Even if it's just a slow,
Dragon
like
Strike.
the oil spell. Oh,
maximum damage on
Dream! Now Myson in the back, you know, he's trying to call down the Hyperion, but taunted dead instantly. Just almost single-handedly just taking him out. And here's another one of those anticlimactic burrows where you're safe for a few seconds and then you just get taken out immediately afterwards. KCB's helping.
Yeah, and Blaze was not here. Oof. That's a team fight. 3 levels apart. Talent plus.
Leave Tyrande alone. No. We're just going to toss her back. Instant kill. And that's the wipe. Wow, what a dominant victory here for Gen.G. Now 4 levels up.
Ice Block. Yes. And you can reset that as well.
Yeah, and it has an improved UI now with the most recent patch.
Oh, yes, you do.
That's right.
It actually shows up on the left bottom. Certainly someone read the patch notes.
I did read the patch notes. I was very happy about that. I was like, you know what? That's just the real change that Jaina needs. Just gotta fix that UI up. Hey, it's good enough for reset to picker. So clearly the change that made them go with the Jaina over Li Ming.
15-0. Let's see if GLuck can change things. Lots of skills. Not being connected. They're focusing on the Dahaka now. Taunted. The bunker to buy time right after the teep. The boss is coming. They're going for the core to chain. This time a successful, but I wonder how many stacks he has right now.
I would love to see that. And really, this is just an absolute wrecking ball. Gen.G swinging through GLuck, and we'll take out the core here.
Let's go. Dragon Strike. Rich is going for that perfect angle for the camera. Yeah!
Right on through everything. The core explodes. And that is going to be a Game 1 win for Gen.G in dominant fashion. Wow, what a way to win it, GLuck. I think we all knew that Gen.G were favored to win, but that was a clinic.
That was almost like a 40-0 Tomb of the Towers of Doom game. Oh man.
Maybe not quite that bad. Maybe we'll get to go to Towers of Doom later on in this matchup, and we'll get a chance to see that one. But it was very, very dominant. Gen.G looked on top of everything. The early Rainer pick, even from that first blood, Myson just really struggled a lot. 20-0 in kills, and just about the most perfect game we've seen so far this phase.
Looking at the numbers, let's see what stands out here. Hanzo damage, of course, that's crazy. If you combine everything from the other team, let's see, let's do the math right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think Hanzo loses just by a little bit.
Barely.
But you combine all 5 of them damage.
Wow.
That's insane.
That is true. The number that stands out to me the most is zeros. There's a 2-0 versus 0. And then there's lots of zeros in the kills and assists column for GLuck, and then a lot of zeros in the death column for Gen.G as they really make it look easy. I mean, advice to any new Heroes of the Storm player: if your friend just started playing HOTS, what advice do you give him? You tell him, watch Gen.G play.
You tell him to buy Rainer, very cheap.